Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Well, what a great week in trading. We saw some big volatility here today. The S&P futures pushed up to the new high, 66.06, and then got kabooshed about 20 points at the end, more than 23 points at the end of the day. Big sell divergences kicked in on the 30-minute time frames and the 60-minute time frames, the non-confirmations. We saw the Dow down about 250 points, down about more than 0.5%. The Russell was the big loser today, down about $2.34, down less than 1%. Big sell reversals, great patterns on the Russell, on the 15 and 30-minute time frames. They got absolutely kabooshed here today. We saw the likes of Tesla up 7%. And again, big, beautiful pattern off the 15-minute time frames. Avago reversing the sell on the 30-minute time frame. Really great short in Avago. And on the opening today, we had great shorts in NVDA, Microsoft. We had also SMCI, NVIDIA, like I said, Microsoft, great shorts. Microsoft, really great patterns. Apple, beautiful patterns on the 15 and the 30-minute time frames. Again, big reversals there. Palantir up over 4%. When Palantir reversed to buy on the 15, on the 30-minute time frame, correlated with the 15 and 60-minute time frames, beautiful pullbacks in Palantir. Again, so when you see the ADX is rising, I'm going to show you on Palantir on the 15, 30, and 60, you look for pullbacks. Palantir and Tesla had the same identical patterns. The 15s on the ADXs were rising. The 30s, the ADX was rising. The 60s, and that beautiful pullback on the 15-minute time frame. Tesla, identical, same pattern here. NVIDIA had some problems here today. By the way, when Avago pushed up, earlier, you had the non-confirmations. Not only did they have the sells on the 30, but you had the sells on the 60, and I'll show you that as well. What else here today? The really great pattern, which let's get right into it here today, was the 30 and 60-minute time frames on the S&P futures. Now, remember, you could be in a positive trend, and still have sell divergences. And let me just bring up the chart here. We can be aware of this right here and now. So if you look at the 30-minute time frames and the 60-minute time frames, I'll just make this a little smaller. You can see the S&Ps pushed up here to 06. Now we were calling shorts around the 303.5 to 08.5 range, and didn't even flinch on this pattern towards the end of the day. You're making new highs here, and the MACDs didn't confirm on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. This is an absolute pure Picasso, unbelievable short. And then if you look here today, I'll show you as well, you had the sell divergences here on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame on the spiders. Let me just type the spiders in here. You can see here, even on the new highs on the spiders, you had non-confirmations here and here. MACD's negative, but every time the 15s today, the 12th, every time the 15s got overbought into the negative MACD, here's one, here was two, and then here was the third one at the end of the day. You had nothing but sell divergences. These are monster patterns. Again, the 15 and the 30-minute time frame on the spiders were negative, and the 30 negative divergences, and the 30 and the 60-minute time frame on the underlying ETF, the S&P. The S&P futures had the sell on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, like I just showed you, and the spiders had the 15 and the 30. Really great short pattern. I said, let them have them. I didn't even flinch. It was an unbelievable short pattern. So that was great there on the S&P futures, capturing that short. And again, every time the 15s got overbought into those negative MACDs, they were really great patterns to short. This was the biggest one here, because when this pushed up here, the 30-minute time frame got very overbought into this negative MACD, and it got absolutely kabooshed. Let me show you Tesla. Tesla here today. Tesla, you can see the ADXs are rising, the positive MACDs, and look at this beautiful long here on the 15-minute time frame below the 88 level. Great long, and then basically because you had these great longs and the ADXs are rising, you can buy every pullback. This is what's called the double blue buy right here. You pushed up here, new highs. You take the short, the MACD couldn't confirm, got absolutely kabooshed here, about $4. You take the first pullback, you cover the short, you buy the first pullback on the 5, and then here's another pullback, and then the push up here, making new highs again. The MACDs could not confirm, and then we got another long here at the end of the day. But again, when you start seeing these MACDs turn negative like here, you know that the highs are pretty much in, and you can be looking for, well, I mean, the odds are that the highs are in about 50%, but you could take every overbought reading into these negative MACDs. 1, 2, 3 here. Here was another quick little one. Here was a big one, the fourth one. And when the algorithm reverses to buy, this is what's called a double blue buy. And then you look to buy the first pullback on the 5, and then it goes up, and away. You can see here 91 and change. Boom, ran about 3. Palantir, PLTR, another great one today. You can see Palantir pushed up early in the morning into the negative MACDs, and then it dropped. And if you look here on Palantir, you can see the 15-minute time frame reversing to buy right here. Why is that doing that? That's not right for some reason. Okay, the 15's reversing to buy. It correlates with the 30 and the 60. You can see the ADX is rising, and this is the nice long here below the 166.20 level. Palantir ran 5. If you look at this pattern, you can see on that pullback at noon, you can see how Palantir was very, very strong here. Again, in the indicator 4, and you can see here the push up here on Palantir. IWMs reversing to sell. These are great patterns that we had during the day here. IWMs here got overbought into the negative MACDs here, and if you look here, you can see the 15-minute time frames. You can see the push up into this is a negative pattern here on the IWMs. The 60-minute time frames were negative, but look at the push up here into the negative MACDs here. Really, really great shorts here on the Russell. You can see it was down about less than 1% here. Really great shorts there. Oracle absolutely kabooshed here in a negative trend. Now the positive MACDs, we'll see what happens here, but down 15, down 5%. Very, very bad earnings. But they came out and said that about 144 billion in revenue will come about on the earnings in the future. But I don't think the market is buying it. I think right now the earnings look weak in Oracle. Microsoft, very, very strong here at times. Microsoft during the day, we had the big gap up on the 30-minute time frame. You can see here the MACD is positive, ADXs are rising. You look to buy the small pullbacks on the 5-minute, and once these MACDs were making new MACDs went negative. Right here, the new high, you can see what happened. Microsoft dropped $2.60. $2.60. So when you get the push up into the negative MACDs, it's a really monster short. Looking at the Qs here today, you can see the QQQs, if I could type, very, very strong all day. You can see, again, we're making new highs here. MACDs didn't confirm on the 15-minute time frame. Also, if you look at the 60-minute time frame here on the Qs, you can see even here the MACDs are not confirming the highs here. If you draw your horizontal line, I don't know what's going on my trade station here today, but I'll just try to draw it. If you just do this line here, you can see the new highs, the MACDs didn't confirm. Looking at the bigger time frame on the NASDAQ, you can see we just made a new all-time high. Again, these gaps below the market, that's the weekly. We'll look at the daily. Right now we're 10. This is look at these gaps. Oh my God. I would not be long here with your money. I'm telling you right now, I would not be long here with your money. I think this market's going to get kabooshed. And let's see the monthly here. You have a 94 report reading. I don't know. Not me. I'll tell you that right now. I would not want to be long here with your money. All right. What else here? Apple really, at one point, there was a report when this market dropped right here that the AI, someone in the AI in the upper ups really was looking to, I think he was leaving. When Apple pushed up here, right around the 315, I was calling for shorts. And look what happened here in Apple, 234.45, dropped about 90 cents, getting overbought into these negative MACDs. But when Apple reverses to buy here on the 30-minute time frame, Apple reversing to buy came in on the buy reversal. It was a 60-minute time frame that really reversed here today. You can see it. What do you look to do? You buy the first pullback on the 15. Here it is around 115, and you can see the beautiful long 233 in Apple runs all the way up to the 234. You could have got maybe 80, 90 cents to $1 on that. But the real big standouts today on the long side, Palantir and Tesla, the big sell divergences on the S&P futures on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. I'm going to show you Avago at the last one here. Avago, let me just show you here. Avago. Okay, so Avago right here, you can see that the 30-minute, look at this push up here. This was an absolute Picasso. Look at this. You're pushing up into negative MACDs here. Okay, you're pushing up into negative MACDs. The 15 reverses, the 30 reverses here. The 60 is still bullish. Look at this overbought condition into the negative MACD. This is a monster sell divergence. And then at the end of the day, okay, sorry, that's not the one. It was right here. That's the push up. Here's the push up here off the, on the 15. Sorry, this is the push up from the opening here today into the negative MACD. You can see the high in Avago around the 63.5. Look at that. Boom, down 6. And then the next push up here, and you can see here the push up here rallied to 62 and change, drops. And then the next push up right here was the 30-minute time frame, 364. And you can see when the 30-minute time frame pushes up, and you can see the beautiful bear flag here on the on Avago. Now you're in a negative. You're in a sell disconnect. The 15 and the 30s are in sell mode. So really great patterns there. Also, I'm going to just show you NVIDIA on the opening here this morning. Monster short on NVIDIA. Look at this. You pushed up here on NVIDIA, and the 30-minute MACDs could not confirm. The high was 180.28, and within no time, NVIDIA dropped north of $2. All right. Okay. So with that being said, it was a great day. We didn't have any losing trades. So many people did phenomenally well on the index futures, seeing the divergence. Actually, somebody was like, Steve, why are we shorting up here? Why are we shorting up here? I'm like, here are the two reasons why. The 30 and the 60-minute, the 30 and the 60-minute time frames on the S&P futures did not confirm the high. I knew ahead of time, and the spiders on the 15 and the 30-minute did not confirm the high. I said, let him have them. He said, okay. All right. With that, when I get back, I will tell you what I expect for Monday. Now, Monday, there's not going to be any economic news here coming out. We do have, I did believe it's an Empire State Manufacturing at 8:30. It's nothing. We already had CPI, PPI, retail sales, employment number. So we have a couple more weeks. But this Wednesday coming up, the Federal Reserve is most likely going to cut interest rates 1/4 point. Okay, that's when the big meeting is. However, with that, again, we're in an uptrend here. I'll give you some numbers. If the spiders take out the 650, 613, the 30-minute time frames will reverse. That's about 12 points on the S&P. That's nothing. Big number on the 60-minute, 654, 68. That's about 25 points on the S&P. That's really nothing. Brings it down to the 65 level, which is really not far. The QQQs, would reverse on the 30-minute 584.62, on the 30 and 582.41. That's 4 points. That's about 100 points on the NASDAQ, if not. So anyway, with that, gold reverses to buy on the GLDs. Gold very strong today at some points, and then because the underlying ETFs reversed to buy on the 15 and the 30, so gold was really strong. But most important, I believe that gold's going to drop at least 100 and some odd points, basically from the price from the 10 bar moving average. Right now, we're really overextended. If they rally on Monday, it'll be a gift from the good Lord with all these sell divergences here. And I say let them have them once you reach overbought conditions on the 30 and the 60-minute time frames. All right. When I get back, I want to tell you what's really special that I'm going to be doing next week for the second week in a row. This week, right, I just actually did 4 days of the Tokyo session, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with my funded futures. Next week, I got 4 more days. I'm going to be doing it, and I hope to continue doing it because I love it. With that, it was a phenomenal session. Gold was absolutely insane. Got a long and a really great short on the S&P futures, NASDAQ futures as well. But the community really loved it. I can't even tell you how many people were on. It was between my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok, also their YouTube, their Instagram, and I don't think they have TikTok, and also my X. It was unbelievable night. So many people did well. My funded futures gave out 50. That's right, 50 funded 50K. Not funded, 50 core accounts to try to do the evaluation. So I'm a little tired. It's a long week. I'm exhausted. But with that, again, I expect some more giveaways next week. And we did a raffle this time. The raffle worked really well. People loved it. And I want to just say, I hope you can attend the Asian session of 8 to 10 next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, with my funded futures who's sponsoring that. And with that being said, thank you for joining me tonight on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment. Also, if you'd like to join my community of traders from all around the world, please join me here at sktrading.live. I stream every day from 9 to 4. Also, if you would like to follow me on my social media, official Stephen Kalayjian on Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube. And with that being said, if you really want to speak to me, and I have so many phone calls I got to make here because I promise I call everybody back. My cell phone number is 914-500-7484. With that being said, God bless you all. Enjoy every second. Have a wonderful weekend with your family, your friends, your animals, and just enjoy every second that life gives us. And with that, God bless the United States of America. Good night, everybody. See you Monday.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.